Member of the Oversight and Reform Committee, South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace is here. Welcome back, ma'am. It is nice to see you. This does not have the promised unicorn bill of border security for Ukraine aid. This is just Ukraine aid, Israel aid, a little bit for Taiwan. Did the White House play Republicans?
Well, Republicans got rolled by Democrats, and Republicans got rolled by fellow Republicans in this deal. We've been talking about the border and immigration and border security. In fact, Republicans passed two very solid border security bills last year, in H.R. 2 in May of last year, and the Homeland Security Appropriations bills that sit in Chuck Schumer's drawer. This was a real opportunity to get something done that both sides could agree with regards to border. Brian Fitzpatrick, for example, had a very good bill that would pair Title 42 and remain in Mexico that would stem the tide of 80% of illegal crossings tomorrow if we just included that in the package that we're voting on tomorrow. But it wasn't. It was left outside of those three bills. And I believe the American people have every right to be pretty angry with Congress as a whole and both sides tonight.
Well, look, being angry with Congress is easy. Being angry with both sides, I guess, is easy. But at the same time, Republicans promised in 2022 to fix some of these things. And you all, God knows, have fought amongst yourselves an awful lot, right? It took a long time to get Kevin McCarthy as speaker, longer to get the current speaker picked. And yet still, I'm trying to find not necessarily a win that you sent a bill to Chuck Schumer, but a win that you forced the Senate and White House's hand. And you just said you guys keep getting played. Why is that?
Well, we should be showing our strength right now, and that means you use leverage. That means you hold the line. That means you put in border security with the foreign aid packages. But that's not what we did here, and that's why we got rolled. And you know, there was Republicans rolling fellow Republicans. I was involved in meetings. I spoke to many of my colleagues, and this was a lot of Washington as usual, but that's not what the American people support. And I see this as a huge fumble for the party, for the conference, especially this year when there's so much going on at the border. We had over 200,000 illegal crossings just last month alone. But if we had done just a few things that wouldn't stir the pot too much on the left, like Title 42 and remain in Mexico, that would have made a huge difference at the southern border and was not a very heavy lift, by the way. And I believe both sides there would support it.
All right, so we're looking at the speaker right there, okay? He's your leader. You guys all voted for him, right? You were one of the ones who voted to throw Kevin McCarthy out. You brought in the new speaker. There's now three people who want Speaker Johnson out: Marjorie Taylor Greene, Tom Massey, Paul Gosar. If you're getting rolled, doesn't somebody's head have to roll? Does this mean that this speaker should be gone too?
Well, I mean, a lot of things happen up here where you see both parties working against its citizenry, and that's what's happening here. It's business as usual in Washington. I think a lot of people hope that was something different, and I understand the frustration. I'm still recovering from the first motion to vacate, so I'm not interested in doing this all over again. I want us to move forward, but that means we've got to be strong, and we've got to have bigger backbones, and we've got to use the leverage that we have to get some kind of border security measure to at least partially shut things down at the southern border. We had an opportunity to do that this weekend. We're not doing that. I understand the frustration, but we also need to get through this year. We need to tackle immigration every day if we have to. But the other issues that we have to address include issues related to women. We aren't doing anything for women this legislative session. And I have frustrations over those two issues. What are we doing about immigration, and what are we doing to support women? And that's where you'll see me really speak out a lot, as I always have. And asking those questions and knowing that we can do better. And I'm proposing bills on immigration, proposing bills to support women to try to move us forward. It's been very frustrating.
Well, Congresswoman, the good news is nobody ever has to wonder what your opinion is on things. You're one of the few who is willing to speak frankly, and there's a lot to be said for that. So thank you. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.